Greetings, Star Citizens, and welcome to another Buzztastic video with your host, BuzzKiller. Now, originally for this video, I planned to feature Arena Commander 1.0, which was released this past weekend. However, I just learned some information that made me change my mind. And the reason for that change is sitting right here in front of you. This is the Mustang Delta, and apparently this is the limited variant of the Mustang line. So I wanted to go ahead and do a quick overview of the ship and give you a chance to check it out before you decide whether or not you want to pledge for this particular vessel. Now, the sale has been extended to Monday, that's January the 5th, and James Pugh states that's because of some cross-chassis upgrade issues, and also because, and I quote, "the ship is awesome," unquote. So with this being a limited sale, if you don't pick one up by the 5th, you'll pretty much be out of luck for the foreseeable future. Now, they'll probably release the ship again with a special sale, but who knows when that will happen and what ships they'll actually have in that sale. So, on to the Mustang lineup. I wanted to go over the rest of the Mustang variants before we dive into the Delta, since I really don't have time and I don't actually own any of the other variants. The Mustang Alpha is your entry-level ship. It comes with an optional cargo pod, which gives you the cargo capacity of 45 freight units. Now, it comes with two Class 1 Size 2 weapon mounts. Nothing's really equipped on those, but you have the option of placing whatever Size 2 weapons you want, and those are on the wings. It also has one Class 4 Size 1 weapon mount, which is the front nose turret. You see that on the Delta here in front of you. And it comes equipped with the same M3A lasers, which are the white lasers you see there on the bottom. Now, the next variant is the Mustang Beta, or Beta for any of my viewers across the pond. Now, this is the touring and exploration variant. It has the same hard points as the Alpha, but it comes equipped with the Bulldog repeaters on the wings. That's also on the Delta. You see here, that's the 3-barreled gun you see under the wing there. In place of the cargo container, however, it comes with a camper with sleeping quarters. I guess that's for those long trips out in the void when you have to spend the night in your ship. And of course, what's an Explorer without a jump engine? And the Beta includes one of those as well. Next up, we have the Mustang Gamma, and that's the racing variant. It has no Class 4 turret mount, or a camper or a cargo pod. Instead of that, it has 3 engines. Now, the standard Mustang has 2 engines, and these racer variants have 3. Unfortunately, I've heard that the Gamma is currently capped at a top speed of 220 meters per second, which is absolutely appalling considering the M50 does 280 and the 350R does 300. So I don't know if that's intended or if it'll get a buff in the future. All stats are, of course, subject to change. And finally, we have the Mustang Omega. Now, this is the special racing variant, available only when you purchase a new graphics card from AMD. It has the same stripped-down weapons as the Gamma, same 3 engines, but it also includes an extra intake for scooping up fuel. Now, apparently this causes your drive to run more efficiently and possibly your boost to recharge faster. Now, the top speed on the Gamma is 280 meters per second, making it a respectable racer. So that leaves us with what you see here in front of you, the Mustang Delta. Again, this is the fighter variant. It has the same default weapons loadout as the Mustang Beta. However, I have noticed, and I don't know if this is a bug or not, but you can place Size 2 weapons on the turret of the Delta. I don't know if this bug extends to the other ships or not, as I haven't had a chance to test them, but it does work on this particular ship. Now, on top of the weapons I've already mentioned, the Delta comes equipped with 2 dumbfire rocket pods, one on each wing. Now each of these rocket pods, and I'll take a closer look here, actually carries 8 missiles. Now there's more than 8 holes there, I understand, but they carry 8 missiles at a time. Now if you notice, it has a little extension that runs from the missile pod to the belly. Now this is where your cargo area or camper would be on the other variants. What this does is it allows the rockets to have it allows you to carry extra rockets, and you can reload these rocket pods twice. So 8 rockets on either side, that's 16, plus 2 reloads, that brings you a total of 48 rockets. That's quite a bit of firepower. Now they do take some skill to aim and shoot, but they actually travel pretty fast, so that's not much harder to hit than with a decent speed cannon. The rockets also have a proximity fuse, so if you get close enough, they will detonate. Well, let's continue our walk around here. Oh, by the way, the Mustang Delta also comes with a mass reduction armor, which is these darker green panels you see, and also comes with a jump drive. Let's continue our walk around here. Now, we noticed the beautiful green paint here. Of course, what's a military variant without a nice matte green paint job? And the darker armor panels actually give it a somewhat camouflage look. Let me just walk around and give you a few angles here to look at. It's a great looking little ship. And what I don't understand is why they called this ship the Mustang. It really doesn't look much like a horse or a muscle car. What it looks to me, with the wings the way they are, it almost looks like a mosquito. I think they probably should have named it the Mosquito, but that's their choice. Won't hold it against them. Now, also interesting are these little doors they have in the front of the fuselage here. Now these are access panels to different avionics packages, I suppose. Your IFF, possibly radar, who knows. But unfortunately they are slightly bugged. Now when I try to open it, watch this, I'm going to give you a slight angle here, the front one. Notice how it pops up to the front there, but that little tray opens out. Now I assume it's supposed to open out the other direction. This looks like a little IFF box on a normal aircraft. Now IFF meaning identify friend or foe. Of course, it's probably something else, but that's what I like to think. And next we have this access panel here. It also does the same thing. It's got a neat little electrical panel here, but it also opens up the wrong way and forward. We can close these. You can see the animation. It opens and closes. Also works on the front. So when that gets fixed, it'll be a nice little immersion thing. Also different to the Mustang Delta is this little nose cowl. Now on most of the Mustangs, you could see your 2 headlights. And you can still see them, but they're hidden behind this little armor panel with 2 slits, almost like a little Darth Vader mask. It really gives it a little sinister edge. I kind of like it. Alright, continuing around. We have our main thrusters. And what's different about these thrusters from all the other ships is they actually have a green effect to them. Most of the ships are blue, or in the case of the Aurora, just a vapor effect. I kind of like the difference. Makes for a unique ship. Now underneath you see we have, this is where the cargo pod or the sleeping quarters would normally be on the ship. For this ship we have countermeasure launchers. Apparently this has 4 different countermeasure launchers. I guess this is 2 of them. And these 2 here would count as 1 as well. These looking more like chaff pods. There's 2 more there, bringing you to a total of actually 1 there and 1 there, so that brings you a total of 4 different countermeasure pods. Each carry 4 countermeasures, 4 chaff, 4 flares, total of 8 each. So let's get inside. Now, access to the Delta is similar to most of the Mustangs, where the racers you tend to go in from the canopy by opening canopy. The rest of them you go in from this little cargo hatch here. Now this is a little buggy, so if I end up popping out of the ship, bear with me, I'll try again. But you actually climb up this ladder, this little floor area slides out of the way. You climb up the ladder, it slides back in place, and you get back in. So here it goes. Hear the door slide, and now we're crouching on top of it. Whoop, whoop, hold on. Alright, here's your cockpit. Now I can't actually walk in there, but I can use that to get in. Before I do, if you turn around this way, you notice we pretty much a blank wall here. Whereas in the Explorer variant, you can actually walk into the camper area from there. So let me go ahead and enter this pilot seat. Nice little animation there. Now the first thing that strikes me, hold on, I've got to close the Arena Commander panel. Oops. There we go. Now the first thing that strikes me as I'm sitting in this ship is the field of view. Oh my god. That has hands down got to be the best field of view of any ship I've seen. Probably a close second being the Avenger. Really makes for a good combat ship. And now I can only go this far because the mouse stops me. Let me go ahead and turn on my track IR here. There we go. I can actually look around, see just how wide of an angle you can actually see. And down. Now the other variants don't have this extra lattice work here, but I'm guessing that's because this is the military variant. They want to make it look a little tougher, but it really doesn't impact the view any. We also have our sticks. Let's see. Pitching forward actually pitches forward. Pulling back pitches left. Let's see. Roll. Yeah. Yaw. We've got yaw. See, does the throttle do anything? Well, not in the hangar apparently, but it does work in Arena Commander. And we'll take this ship for a test flight here shortly. Go ahead and disable track IR so I don't get... Well, before I do that, let's take a look at the outside of the ship. The thing I like about track IR is I can get some pretty interesting angles that you usually don't see. Looking around the ship, you can see more of that armor paneling. I really like the way it breaks up the silhouette. Gives it that camo appearance. We also have an air brake here. Now this little area actually flips up when in atmosphere, I suppose, to help brake. Again, there's your countermeasure pods. Heat sinks there for the engine. Let's look around with IR here. Got some flight surfaces for in-atmosphere flight. A lot of people say they don't like these ships that are set up like airplanes. I say I actually like it. I'm a big aircraft buff, but also these ships have to be able to fight in atmosphere as well, and really saves a lot of energy if you can use surfaces instead of firing your thrusters constantly. Also, the extra lift will save you fuel when you're fighting gravity. So here we got some maneuvering thrusters. 2 in the front here. Top and bottom. 2 in the back. Not sure where the other ones... Oh, there we go. Under the wing here. Now I'm assuming this works similar to the Hornet, since there is only a total of 8 of them that I can see. and that they all articulate in all directions to give you all possible thrust directions. I like these little yellow highlights here. It's almost like a little gold plating. There's also some under this little panel here. Now I don't know if this panel is supposed to open up as well or not, but it definitely looks like there's something under there. Maybe that's access to the shield generator. Who knows? Those massive engines. Actually, I believe they're just TR2s, but they look amazing. And of course your fuel scoop / intake. Another look at the rocket pods, the Bulldog repeaters, some extra lights, little superfluous extension on the wing here, and of course the landing gear, which extends from the bottom with its own little flight surfaces. All in all, a really cool looking ship. I'm really happy with it. Alright, we're going to pause here for a moment. I'm going to load up the Arena Commander, and we'll take this baby for a little test flight. Now I'm going to leave the default loadout on there, but like I said, you can put size 2 weapons on this turret mount here. Whether or not that's a bug, I don't know. Maybe the stats are wrong. Maybe it's actually correct. We'll see. You know, come to think of it, I think I actually will put the 2 Bulldogs on, just to show you how much damage those things can actually do. So, again, pausing now. I'll see you in Arena Commander.